Today we're exploring our property, yet another little chunk of it. So we have a house we call Shorts. It's next to our house, and it is dilapidated. It's falling down, but it's got some really cool history in it. We're just going to walk through it and check it out and see if there's anything in there that's salvageable. Make comments in the notes if you see something that I'm missing, or if you have a different idea of things that can be done with the stuff that's remaining in that house, because I feel like there's a lot that can be done with what little is in there, especially with like the trim and the screens and door frames, things like that. Leave me comments, let me know if there's something you think of. And this is just gonna be kind of a really raw video of just us walking through this house and exploring with us. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, exploring our property today. We bought a property in Kansas that had a lot of buildings that were just not exactly kept up, but they were the original homes of people. And this one we call Mrs. Short's house, or the Short's house, because Mrs. Short's lived here. So obviously coming in here is a disaster, but as I look around, the crafter in me, the repurposer in me, looks at things like this chair. Can I dismantle it and turn it into a usable chair again? I think I can. These things, the molding around the windows, can I use that to turn it into something? I think I can. I really do. The table legs, they're like the hairpin style table legs with a little more decoration to them. Can I use those? I think I can. I really do. Look at this floor though. I gotta be careful because it's very soft and squishy. And so there's frames there, an old vanity I can snag the hardware off of, another old chair, trim, window screens on the outside of the building that I feel like people have painted on them before and done all sorts of neat things. So I got to find a good idea of what to do with the remnants that are left behind, because I just refuse to admit that all of this is trash. Because that's who I am. I like to repurpose and use anything and everything. But look at this. We got curtain rods. Look at these end pieces. These are old curtains. Like literally. Window frames, more molding. Obviously the couches are pretty well shot, you know. Anyway, the floor. This is why the floor looks like it does, because the ceiling, the roof, is gone. Chimney, we worry about that every time we come in here. We have to be very careful to monitor the lean and the status of this chimney, because nobody wants to be in here when that chimney starts to fall. The idea is maybe possibly salvaging whatever we can out of this house and then moving on to tear it down so that I can put my garden on the north side of this house. And then that way, this house isn't casting shade on my garden. So anyway, so we just walked through the living room. We passed by bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3. This is, I don't even know what it is, a family room. It's got a wood heater furnace. It's got the trim on the bottom that is fantastic. It's like 12 inches tall with the decorative on top. I don't know if you can see that very well. Do you see that? That's like 12 inches. May not look like that now, but like that chair, I look at that and I go, oh, that would be a cute little pot holder. All I could do is take it apart and redo the seat with a circle, and I could drop a pot in it. Simple little things. Okay, so I'm going to try very hard to get over here to what we're calling Mrs. Short's bedroom. And we're saying that because, ow. Okay, so there's still a mattress, skylight. But in here, in this closet, is still clothes that are hanging. Whether that's a house coat or a coat, I'm not exactly sure. But she was planning ahead. Moth killer deterrent. Deodorant. Moth killer deodorant. So she had 2 shelves above her closet. It's fascinating. Obviously, the floor is needing some restoring. Just kidding. Okay, I'm really trying to be careful. Here's the 3rd bedroom. Window, again, roof, non-existent. But like all these frames and things, I feel like these are screens that in the summertime, you would hang these screens on the outside of the windows so you can open up your windows, and they just detach. Super cool. This is, I guess, yeah, the family room, I guess. But what I really like about this, let me get my footing right best I can. Let's check out this wallpaper. Ooh, that feels soft. Okay, I'm gonna try to get onto the foundation here. Okay, sorry. Camera's going all over the place. All right, look at that. Wallpaper. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. There's that chimney again and the roof. Just, and then in here would be like, I don't even know how, somebody who knows about older houses, explain to me. So this to me is like the kitchen. I mean, the stove's sitting here. It's not like it has to be here, but there is a rack right there with some pots and pans above it, which makes me think. And then of course there's that. So there would have been like some sort of wood cooking stove in here that needs, you know, the chimney for it. And then, but in here is the bathroom. And then in here is another room that has a sink. And so I'm not quite sure if that's like the pantry, but then again, I know very, very limited information about all this. So, oh, see, I gotta be, okay. So this is very interesting. So there's a wall right there where the bathroom is, and it goes back and then it goes back again. See where that wall is right there? There's something on the back side, but I'm a little hesitant, especially by myself, to go through it, because at this portion of the house is underneath it is the cellar, and that's about a 10-foot drop. So if one of these boards were to give out and I were to fall, I'm going to seriously hurt myself. So I need to be very, very, very careful. Technically, this is a hairpin leg. Technically, this table has hairpin legs. That other table is really not. It's just got the two braces. So I misspoke back there. I don't know what those are. But yeah, there's a door. Can you see that? So there is a door. So you would walk through this room and then you walk in through there. So what is that over there? I'm so curious. Or did she just put a wall in so she can put a toilet? Because I know that indoor plumbing was not original to this house. And this was some sort of a back porch. Here. What was that room over here, Dad?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me zoom back out. So if you go into that, whatever pantry, butler's pantry, whatever, and you take a right, there's a door and there's a room behind the bathroom. Do you see that? Like that wall is not the outside wall. That wall, there's a room behind. I don't think we ever have. Can you take a video with your phone? Without hurting yourself? Is there anything in there that tells you anything about what it might have been?
I would guess a closet.
Just a closet? Is there anything hanging, like rods or shelves? Or
There's a shelf, yeah.
a shelf? That is cool. That toilet is literally held up by the plumbing and plumbing only. Do you see that, Dad?
Yeah.
That's the only thing holding it. There's zero floor underneath that toilet. That's hilarious, quite frankly. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Did I?
You're knocking stuff down into the hole there. Don't knock yourself into it.
I probably wasn't even recording the whole time.
You weren't?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's
Anyway, so like this table, I feel like this table could be salvageable. I love these jars of beans. There's 3 jars there full of beans. Sorry, my fingers.
Are you talking to me or you're...
I'm talking to the video.
Yeah. That's right.
So obviously there's a mix of things. There's a mix of things in time. That, like, some things are original to when she lived here, and then there are some things that just got modified over time, like the power and the plumbing. But if you look at like the trim in here, the trim is very plain, very generic, very just boards, right? Even the floorboards are very plain. And then you step into this room and it's very decorative. It's like a 12-inch with a decorative. So this makes me think this would be like more of like the family room or the living room, the formal room, right? And then this would have had decorative around the trim. And then the bedrooms are back to having very plain, just boards. So then what did this room had a decorative baseboard also. So these two were fancy and everything else was just generic. Fascinating. Oh no, I take it back. What is this? This room has decorative also. So what was this room? This had the fancy baseboard too. Is this a sitting room? Fascinating. I just think this is so cool. Okay, I want to get out of here without falling through the floor again. Okay. Whew. Did you about fall through? I heard that. So anyway, this is Short's house. Eventually she'll get torn down because she's just whatever, but I want to salvage whatever I can. But see, like the screens that just attach to the outside of the windows so that you can open them up. Obviously the screen itself is trashed on many of them, but they just hook up there and then they hang. So I just feel like there's things that can be done. There's a lot of these old pieces. So if you could tell me your ideas of what you saw that could be salvaged, that'd be fantastic. The outhouse is out there that I want to turn into a extension room to the chicken coop, or at least a feed bunk room. As I sit here editing this video, I'm seeing things a little bit different in the videos than I do when I'm standing out there walking through the houses. But we have so many buildings like this on our property here. And we have another house that we call Folgers because, of course, Mrs. Folgers lived there. And it has a similar type of stuff with the trim and the different things that I feel like could be really salvaged and repurposed. And it's very exciting. We have many outbuildings, barns, chicken coops, lots of different things. So I want to take you guys through all of these places, all these buildings on our property, as well as the underground house. I know I showed a little bit of a glimpse of the underground house. There's some things that we need to get done in there before we can just start walking through it. My husband's been trying to clear it out and clear. There's some water that came in and there's some mold in there. So we don't want to spend too much time in there until we can get a handle on that mold. But it is cool. It is really cool. I mean, it is completely underground and with an atrium that lets light in from the top. And so anyway, it's fantastic. We'll do some of that. But if you saw me walk past something that I didn't point out, please point it out in comments below. Or if you see something that you say, no, that's what you need to do with all that trim is you need to build this or this or this. Let me know, because I know there's so many creative people out there that are way more creative than me, and everybody sees things a little bit different. So anyway, let's start this journey together. And so if you like videos like this, videos that talk about repurposing, DIYing, saving money by cooking at home, making things at home that we could otherwise buy at the store, cooking from ingredients, all that kind of stuff, and just creating a life that we love, then subscribe to this channel. And I'm here just trying to create a life where we can save as much money as we possibly can on the things where we don't necessarily need to spend the money, so that we can then turn and spend that money on things that are more meaningful. Such as my husband and I and the kids are hoping to take a trip to go take care of some stuff with the homeschool. We are wanting to take the kids to DC, to New York, to Acadia National Park, so many different places in order to just bring the homeschool lessons that my kids have studied the last couple of years, just bring it all to life. And I absolutely love that. And I would much rather spend my money on that than buying overpriced bread at the grocery store when I can make it at home. So it's the benefits that pay off in the end after making the sacrifices to be able to do the things for me that I just absolutely love. So if you like that kind of living, then subscribe, and I'd love to see you here in this community. All right, have a good one.